To be honest, though, it's coverage. Frankfurt.
I said TI5.
Frankfurt maybe. Did you penalize this? That's a penalty. I will. Okay. Let's let bygones be bygones. I wasn't here for it. You were not harsh enough.
I wasn't. No, I wasn't.
What? I think it was a Winter. It was just me and Winter on the table.
Yeah, typical. One Merlini protect the another.
Whoever sits here just gets
Us
bullied.
LDs have to stick together.
Exactly, that's right. Looking good here with the black polo. This was in morning.
Okay. Well, most of the groups have been wrapping up. We're trying to figure out who's going to advance out of Group B.
We still have music, Brian, by the way.
Oh.
Okay, Lastima.
That's a blue one.
Blue, get in.
Can we? That's like a. If we notice before him on top of that, I feel like that's two.
Music playing over the panel is okay.
Oh, are you? Hey,
Like you guys were saying
stop disrespecting the talent. That's three. That's four. Keep it up, Bubba. All right, let's get into it, guys. This is NLG versus Monkey Business. He's giving me a look. Oh, he muted me.
He muted you. Nice. Well played.
Oh, you
Well
have
done.
the power. Look at you.
Oh,
All right,
awesome.
Let's
game
get in
one.
there.
Let's do it. Let's go. Hit the button.
So after seeing this draft, you might be like, okay, how do they deal with Broodmother? Monkey Business ended up picking the Anti-Mage very early on, the second pick out of 5, as well as a Broodmother sneaking in as number 5, no logic. Having Huskar, but no clear way to deal with the Anti-Mage or the Broodmother. I guess Wind Raider is actually decent at dealing with Anti-Mage, but
the Brood,
The Brood.
is such a problem.
I mean, later you can get an NS with Ags and Gem, but that's talking like 25
this is a
minutes in
support
game.
Night Stalker, right? So it's going to be really
If
slow.
only there were an Alk, and you could pull him in Ags and pull him in Gem.
That
we
would
go.
be this would be the game. So yeah, it feels like an amazing Broodmother game. Other thing is, I actually think Monkey Business have pretty good answers for Huskard. Steelator's strength is obviously very good. They've got heavy lockdown from Tusk as well as Beastmaster, and they've got good physical damage and the chance to miss from the incapacitating bite.
DR's a player, though.
That's true,
He is.
but he's not playing Slark.
Yeah.
So
That's a true statement.
we'll see. No, he's a very legit player.
He does have boots. It's going to keep him a little bit better there. I like the Beastmaster middle as well. This is going to let him get a quick level 6, and like you talked about, that really solid lockdown for the Huskar is going to make a pretty big deal there.
They're
Against-
dual laning the Brood early.
Interesting. Oh, tri-lane coming out. Couple more right clicks. Just going to push him out of lane there.
I think it's the right idea to overcommit to the Brood, though. You want as many heroes as possible. Ooh, that was really close. If you don't have enough and Brood just takes over your lane, you just buy so much space for Anti-Mage, and it's really difficult to come back after that. So if you overcommit and slightly lose out on the other lanes to ensure that Brood has a bad start, I think it's perfectly acceptable and a good overall strategy.
I find it interesting how highly Monkey Business value the Anti-Mage. They are just absolutely sold on this hero. And with Miracle playing him, I think it's fair to argue that even if the hero's not the strongest, it's still a decent fit, but they've gone for every
dangerous.
game where it's available. Like it's getting to the point where it's just an obvious pick for them.
Well, and I feel like also, you mentioned the dual lane there. They're running the dual lane with the Brood, and they don't need to worry about this either because the Lich is not going to disrupt the farm at all for the Anti-Mage here. Like, you got the Tusk.
Well, he's going to slow it down, though.
They got
that's
the
true.
Obs ward on bottom. Oh no, that's a disaster for Monkey.
This to me is like, this NLG definitely drafted to counter an Anti-Mage. Huskar, someone who command fight him early. Lich as a solo offlaner to limit his farm with the constant creep denies. Night Stalker to gank him in the mid game with the silence. And then Wind Ranger who can burst him down with Shackle and the Focus Fire. And I mean, to me, that's where Miracle's really going to have to prove his worth this game, getting, I would say, pretty heavily
Let's see if
counterpicked.
Fly can make a play in the mid lane. He's picked up an Invis, trying to wrap around Ol Excalibur. Maybe he's looking for the bottle kill. That would be the best possible outcome for this. Into a kill on Excalibur. And he's really low. I mean, they could potentially dive him with Tombstone.
He's played very cocky here, but it's only a level 1 Undying.
I mean, they could
oh,
kill
no, it
him
is
with
level 2 now.
Decay Soul Rip, he's dead.
Tombstone, Soul Rip, he's probably also dead. No, blocking the zombie. Excalibur gonna live.
I think.
Oh, no, Big Daddy with the long range snipe.
That was
That was like a boomerang toss halfway around the world.
Yeah, those physical damage axes. It's pretty solid there.
So far.
What is the range on that? Did they buff the range?
1300.
Has it always been 1300?
They've been buffing it patch after patch, but I didn't realize it went up to that high.
Jesus, that thing, I was I'm like, is that power shot with axes cosmetics or something?
That's pretty sweet.
That was a lot longer than I thought it could go.
Well, clearly knowing the duration of these ones, Monkey Business on top of it, playing that Beastmaster in the mid lane, punishing the Wind Ranger for the little bit of the cocky play there that you guys were talking about.
Still has her bottle.
Yeah.
Yeah, didn't lose the courier, didn't lose the bottle, still doing well for CS. But Moomiander is getting his levels now. Up to level 3 at 3.5 minutes. Fly, continue to roam. It's a little concerning. They are slowing down the AM, though. The constant Lich Dice. He's already level 5. He actually has solo kill potential Miracle when he hits 6 if he's not careful.
Jeez.
This is just obnoxious for an AM. Does have the Rain of Health.
They're like even on CS.
As soon as it's nighttime,
amazing.
I would love to see Saw Spartan try to gank that lane.
Does he need to, though? I think you can just limit his farm just by putting him there.
That's true.
Oh, they're actually trying to kill Undying.
Oof. They might. Oh, yeah, they are going for the Undying. The safe, easy kill Fly. That's a level 1 Tombstone. That would just be feeding gold. He's not going to.
In there with the Huskar, able to pick that one up. You know, I really would have thought that they would have been able to do more. I guess Lich is going to be able, like, if they pressure this lane, I feel like, do you think it'd be worth it to rotate the Undying, or, yeah, the Night Stalker on up to the top lane and try and pressure his AM a little bit more?
Well, that's what LD mentioned. I think after Undying has ditched his bottom lane, yeah. Because Brood is just sitting in the trees where she cannot be spotted.
Filthy creature that she is.
He does have a TP scroll, but they do have a Reservoir Ward in top lane kind of protecting him. So they would have to... he also needs to get level 4 first. So you need level 4, you need a smoke, and you need it to still be nighttime. I don't know if all those are going to happen in time.
While that was happening, they did use the roar. Snowballed on mid.
There's an offensive smoke. Crit and Fly wrapping around from behind. They're going to find Milan.
Broodmother not very high level, though. Curious to see how much she can offer in this fight. It's only a level 1 Tombstone as well. And Huskar, well, he's still fairly squishy. He's gone for the Gloves of Haste as well as the Blades. Doesn't have that very important Helm of the Dominator just yet. Now the snowball begins. The spiders start to stack up on the Diggerot. Doesn't have mana for the heal. Just got it now. Lets it go. The Dazzle comes through as well. Grave available if need be. And I think the need be... Yeah, he's going to play it safe. But maybe it was a bit too early. Moon's prepping for a spider kill. And Diggerot needs to get out of vision real quick. Moon ready to go. He's rolling in. Night Stalker also hanging out. Saw Spartan may drop too. Hey guys, leave my Huskar alone.
No,
Take me instead.
He used the Broodlings on the lane. He doesn't actually have mana for it now.
Oh, it's too bad. That definitely could have been a kill right there with that one. Only 2 EXP, or excuse me, mana away from that one at the very end of it. And
what is this chase? He's getting away. He's even going to drop a ward. What a bold... Oh no, I thought he was. Bold maneuver.
He's not afraid to go for it. He's going deep into the territory. I mean, he's a Night Star. He can just run around wherever he wants to. They are tossing.
Look at Miracle's HP. He can't farm at all on top. He has 2 things of regen as well as 1 point in spell shield and cannot deal with this Lich spam.
Level 7.
This is what happens when you like first stage pick. We'd actually they first stage picked it, right?
Second.
When you first stage pick it every game, like, you're gonna get counter pick. So now it's where Miracle has to dig really deep, summon his inner anime character, and he's gone for like the best possible build.
Yara's getting dived on
pure
bottom.
Regen. Tombstone dropped it. Yara, he can't fight everything, but he will kill off the Tombstone. The Spiderling's almost finishing him off. He turns with the Grave, gonna punish Moon for this insolence. Another heal available. They get the Brood kill. He will die in the end, though. And now onto Milan, who doesn't have any help. Even the Catapult ignored him. Meanwhile, mid lane, Big Daddy goes blow for blow with the Night Stalker and barely lives to tell the tale. They do end up also finishing off the Dazzle. And Nikwa, well, this is kind of the downside of the offlane Lich. Just in his own little world top lane. He even committed a chain for us previously. Did not get the kill, though.
3 heroes dead at the end of the day for NLG. The Broodmother really showing off her stuff there. The Undying Tombstone didn't do a ton, but did at least pull away the fire for a little bit.
Also just cornered him in a terrible position.
Yeah. I feel like this Brood, though, while in a second probably going to be able to really pressure this lane down here, I feel like to a certain extent, Huskar... he should end up getting, like, transitioning into the jungle at some point, or do you think he just stays here and tries to keep on farming out the lane?
You can't just let Brute take over your towers.
Yeah.
and then she's going to take over your jungle, and then it's a moot point. The big problem is none of these heroes can solo push out versus a Brood. Like their AoE is terrible. You might actually have to go like Maelstrom first on Wind Ranger to kind of deal with this Brood and push out that lane. Because Huskar can't get any sort of AoE item. I mean, maybe you could get like a Radiance, but that'd be super unusual.
Radiance Huskar?
They don't even have melee
That would
heroes.
definitely be
They don't
super
even have
unusual.
melee heroes to get Battle Fury. Like
Yeah.
it's come to that point where you're
You could get a Maelstrom or Wind Ranger. That's the best thing you
that's
can do.
that's the best thing you can do. But aside from that, you want to have more than one hero that can push it out. Maybe like Lich, but that's still pretty weak.
And
I would
before you
say.
get that, you really want Ag's Blink to be able to threaten the AM.
I wonder if we'll see something different from Huskar to try and deal with the Brood, or if they're just going to rely on catching him out with Night Stalker in the late game and just having a single target. But I think the Brood has the potential with the Spiderlings and a lack of AoE on no logic to take over at least the bottom jungle and buy more time for AM. That's what I'm really worried about. I'm not really seeing any obvious solutions or even half-decent solutions for it.
And soon there's going to be a third source of pressure, which is Big Daddy. He's about to get a Necro book. Remember, Necro 1's a lot stronger now, so this actually can threaten. If they rotate 3-4 heroes bottom to deal with the Brood, or they go to gank the AM, if they gank the Brood, the AM gets more space. If they go to gank the AM, then the Brood just can freely push her lane. So,
I mean, the Dazzle's been the one sort of bright spot. He's been able to lay down some solid graves. He's been able to keep alive that Huskar when he's needed it. Shadow Wave is okay for pushing out the creep wave. Like, if they get that higher leveled, maybe you're going to be able to kill off more spiders, but it's still...
that's only if they're poorly microed, though, as well.
He's been doing a good job of not making this lane a complete disaster. I think like if he leaves the lane for like
Tombstone dropped. Out comes the Spiderlings, and even a tanky strength here like Saw Spartan. No match for the decay that's
Heal
about to come.
him.
Grave, no TP.
intervid him.
Another one for the Swarm.
There's going to be the tier 1 tower dropping very low. Roar down on top of the Huskar. He's just going to get right-clicked down. One more time, jumping after the Dazzle now. Continuing to try and take the chase here. Wild Axes didn't need to throw him as far this time around.
Okay.
I'm really, like, to me, this is not the way you build up an armlet. I really should have gotten a Helm of Iron Will before Blades of Attack and
Well,
Gloves.
they got owned. That's the push.
This
that
feels
Brood's
like
looking
GG,
for.
honestly. I mean, unless there's a huge misplay.
Oh my god, look at that graph.
It's yeah, and it's like not only the graph, but they have very little lockdown for an AM, unless Wind Ranger is incredibly far.
Yeah, if Wind Ranger had a better start, I think this game is winnable. But he just completed phase boots, whereas
Yeah, they shut down Excalibur. That's
Be-
the thing. They ganked him once. He actually was it ganked twice or died once solo? I can't remember. But either way, he died twice. And with a win here, Monkey Business would clinch top 2, according to our producer. Feel free to flame him if he's wrong. At KPT Dota.
Always good
Love
to
you,
have that.
Brian. At What Is Hip TV. At Charlie C. Yang.
So Lich going to be going for that mechanism next, it looks like. Trying to create
I think that's like the only bright spot of their lineup is Lich shutting down AM. By shutting down, it's like soft quotes shutting down AM.
He hasn't died, and he's got like enough to start accelerated fire. But yeah, I mean, yeah, this is definitely a slow AM start, but given what they've got elsewhere, it's totally worth it.
I mean, what's a Lich to do, though? Like, he's going to be having the second highest net worth on his team. He's got a mechanism, but they can't really fight either. Oh, God, roar onto Excalibur. Everything coming out, and he just falls. Beastmaster gets the last hit. Necro Book up, level 2. Tier 1 tower, excuse me, mid, about to fall as well. Goodness gracious. Me, oh my. It's not
Get
looking good
brooded.
for NLG.
And this is where Lich starts to help the team, and now AM gets the free farm. Lich comes to mid, tries to slow down the push. Lane is now empty. Creep's not being denied. Miracle even picking up his early Gloves of Haste.
But what are you going to do? Chain Frost the spiders?
Yeah, like you guys have been emphasizing, there's just no
Farm a
counterplay.
scepter.
Ah, there you go. That's the way to go.
No, the perma bounce. But if you lose sight of them, right, it stops bouncing, so.
Yeah.
It also bounces off the zombies.
Is Miracle actually thinking about going back for Midas? It's weird to start with the gloves here. I guess it helps you jungle more than... I don't know. Don't boots help you more?
I think boots are pretty good.
He may actually be in a bit of trouble here. Yep. No boots. No escape. That's not a game-losing Gloves of Haste, but definitely not a ideal time to grab them.
Boots are pretty good.
It's also weird to go for gloves that late, like when you already have all these other regen and just utility items.
Yeah. We'll catch the Hawk there. A little bit of a bright spot and a bit of an area of unfortunateness.
They're just so appropriate. They're like, yeah, I think boots are pretty good. Right as the Chain Frost comes in, it just kills him. That was clowny.
Oh, jeez. Beastmaster.
Even gods of matchmaking may occasionally bleed.
Yeah. It's a rough life. I mean, they're taking down the top tier 1 tower
Roche
here.
is taking down being taken down.
Oh, jeez.
Yep, got that max inner beast. Actually, only level 30.
God, look at all those spiders. I mean, Roche might get a lot of gold from this one if he ends up killing them, but that definitely is how
And
that
this is
works.
something you want to be able to take for NLG when you've got Dazzle, Frost Armor, Focus Fire, and Huskar to tank it. That's something that ideally NLG should be at least contesting, if not grabbing for themselves.
Well, Miracle here still hasn't worked into really any item yet. He's kind of farting around a couple of different ones there, and
Well, he went for like as much regen as possible to just survive the lane, but
yeah.
the glove seems like an odd,
does he
odd
need
way to start
items?
your treads.
We were talking about a Beastmaster with a
That's
12-minute
that's
Necro
the thing.
3.
It's like he's gonna be a problem later, and he's the reason why they can't just trade here. But the current issue is the Brood.
Yeah, she's gone crazy over here. Excalibur gonna end up falling here in just a second.
He's so slow. Death by 1,000 pokes. They're gonna dust. They get the Void on Moon. Looks like Moon will go down. Jammed in by Diyara.
Necro 3 up in 20 seconds. I don't really think they can fight without it.
Roar to begin. Sigil to cover the retreat.
Hawk's keeping an eye on stuff too.
And 4v5 Dota.
I mean, I guess the plus side is that he's still. I'm wondering if they might have wanted to go for like more of a fighty strategy. Like if the AM was another hero in this state and was able to sort of punish that Lich potentially, you end up being in a better situation. Okay, so the boots.
Yeah,
The-
it's
the
just starts with the gloves, but does opt for the treads in the end.
Orchid.
Looks like Lich might be going Eggs. He's got his point booster. Not sure what else he would get with that. Scotty Lich for maximum slow.
Yeah, I don't really know what else you get. Maybe...
Hex, but that would take a while.
yeah. Force Staff, maybe, for Roar?
Could be decent.
Yeah, but that's not going to win you the game.
No. I feel like that's kind of the similar thing with the mech. Like, you're not... It's not dealing with the Brood necessarily, I don't think. Like, you get the extra armor, sure, that's great.
But Lich can't deal with Brood. Radiance
Yeah.
Lich. That's
Right.
what you do.
That's what you do, definitely. It's closer
So
to it than
squishy,
Huskar.
though. I guess he has mech.
That's why you farm up items with your Radiance. 70% miss, plus Frost Armor.
Yeah, Anti-Mage
Unkillable.
can never kill a Lich.
Not
Definitely
Frost
not.
Armor.
Frost Armor, dude. He's invincible.
Okay.
I'm down with the Radiance.
That used to be the build, man.
I don't think that ever used to be the build, Ben.
That used to be the build.
It's like saying that the build on Razor used to be a Radiance, Beck with his old ult for the double Radiance effect. I miss the old Razor, actually.
I definitely don't. Oh, only have a win run. It's gonna get burned down.
Suddenly saw Spartan trapped. Wanted to try and help the team. Goes for the quick TP out. Snowball. Just too late. Almost found him.
Too close there. Huskar's still dropping low, and he's doing a little bit better now. They're just avoiding the Brood whenever possible, but she's going to be able to push on down this tier 2 in no time. Shackle, unfortunately, didn't end up hitting onto Miracle, and he's going to be able to make his escape yet again. Like, I think this is the best thing that they can do at this point, is just try and trade to some extent, keep the pressure on the top lane.
And let Brood push the lane.
And defend high ground, I guess, is the only potential thing that they have to do.
They just have no good move. Like,
Defend high ground means you let AM freeform wherever he wants, though.
Yeah.
You have to come outside of the base. You have to try and get some kills and deal with Brood at the same time. But the limitations that our lineup are...
they can basically choose one. They can either slow down Brood, try to relieve the pressure there, or pressure AM and hope they kill him. But in this case, they're actually doing neither. They're not getting into Miracle's face. He's still farming the jungle, and the Brood is taking towers. This is like the worst of all possible
The
worlds.
limitations that our lineup are like really evident right now. Where they're just getting really poor.
Sometimes
trades
you just
everywhere.
lose a draft because you forget to ban Brood. It's a shitty way to lose a draft, but
Yeah.
sometimes it happens. It was a 5th pick, right?
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, I have no sympathy. They last picked Huskar. So...
Damn. Savage.
what needs to happen, man.
They deserve to lose. Fools. So with this NLG, are they not capable of advancing if they lose this? Is that correct? Or is it just that Monkey is guaranteed?
Well, if Monkey's is guaranteed second, NIP's already assured.
NIP is already so sure. So yeah, then we would know the top two. Could go back to America, if we like. I guess if Monkeys wins 2-0, does that still could affect seeding though?
If Monkey wins 2-0,
And
they will be tied with NIP, and NIP went 1-1 versus Monkey. So I don't. What's the tiebreaker scenario and if heads up is tied?
I don't know if they play tiebreak. They probably use like time rating if it doesn't affect who advances, is my guess.
Or maybe like record versus those below.
Yeah, I think that's what TI did.
But NIP were also 2-0 versus No Logic. Versus CIS Rejects.
It goes in order. You check the one right below you, and then you go down.
Yeah, it would be No Logic, but they would be tied if. Oh.
Excalibur's gotten caught out a lot this game. Roared, again, being punished, but they're scrambling the defenses here. 4 heroes rotating in, already Wind Ranger down, and Saw Spartan quickly dropping. Ditya Rao trying to finish off the tomb. Not doing any damage to heroes during this time. They grave up Saw Spartan, and they march forward. The Necro Bulk doing a lot. Chain Frost deployed just to try and slow this down a little bit, but... Oh, sorry, that wasn't Chain Frost. That was just a regular Frost. But didn't have the mana for the Chain Frost, actually. Yeah, Frost Blast. I always forget the name of that spell.
4-11. It's really not looking good. The kill score doesn't tell you enough about how just completely and totally Monkey Business are destroying this game right now. Like,
they're in the abyss.
Yeah.
Just pretend that there's an extra 0 here. That's how bad the situation is. So, I mean, I guess to the extent that this game's almost certainly over, looking ahead to the playoffs, how do you guys power rank the teams right now? So it's Monkey Business and NIP from Group B. It's
Liquid and Alliance.
Liquid and Alliance. I think to me, Liquid looked like the most solid team
Yeah.
overall.
They've looked really strong, consistently able to take games off.
What
of
about NIP versus
else.
Alliance? I think
that's a toss-up. Normally, NIP do quite well against Alliance.
Yeah, but Alliance have been looking a lot better in this.
Yeah, these teams know each other extremely well. I think they scrim a lot too. So
I think NIP is still a little bit stronger though.
I think it can go either way. Yeah, it's
You think it's the other way around?
no.
you
I
think Alliance is stronger, Ben? You said.
Oh, I think NIP is stronger.
And does everyone think Monkey Business is the weakest of the 4?
I think they're the least flexible of the 4, but I think they can actually. I think they match up decently well versus Liquid.
I think that there's no like huge advantage beyond Liquid. I think that they're all going to be able to take games off of each other probably.
And even Liquid is defeatable to me. I just feel like they're the least likely to throw or make mistakes. They rarely get outdrafted. They're poised even when they're behind. You look at that game where they were down like 15k gold, a lane of Vrax up against a Doom with the Refresher, a Magnus, a Gyro who was reasonably farmed versus Alliance, and they still managed to turn the game. Like they're... I was talking to Winter, and I said I feel like they're like a Chinese team in terms of their style, like the traditional, stereotypical LGD type team that just rarely makes mistakes. And he was like, "Yeah, I was actually thinking the same thing." So that said, creativity could be their downfall, maybe.
Potentially, certainly could. And I think that it's going to be one of the better playoff matches. Probably all of the playoff matches should be good. A lot of these teams I think are fairly equal when it comes to that, and I kind of like Alliance more as a number 2. I would love to be able to see it happen, but certainly no guarantee of anything that could potentially come out from it. NLG, fortunately, got brooded.
Like when you just see the anti-mage off in his own little universe on one side of the map, the brood on her own special planet the other side, and 5 heroes in the middle of the map, that's when you know you're getting brood mothered.
Yeah. Like sometimes when you have a score like this, you're able to sort of make a comeback happen. You're able to sort of group together or potentially split push, and there's just no answer.
It's
at
mostly if they just do something really stupid.
Yeah.
If Monkey Business does, but they're trying to take a fight right now. Maybe they can get it. They need a high ground tombstone probably to defend this off, but Spiderling's scouting out what's going on.
Fly lets it drop. position now. NLG being slowed down a bit. And do they even care if they get this Aegis? The anti-mage is split pushing.
Brood's sitting up there. She wants to get it.
By the way, Huskar went for a Shadow Blade. Interesting grab as Sauce Barton will get roared, but he tanks through it. They get the Focus Fire going on to Big Daddy, and now the anti-mage is coming. Looking for the big Mono Void. A lot of low HP heroes for Miracle. Who's he going to Mono Void? Didn't do much. In fact, he tries to Man-Fight Dityara. I'm the beast, says the Huskar, and he will survive. Turns on to fly. They're going to lose. Oh, almost lost 3. Now Excalibur probably cleaned up here. Tries for the TP out. Not going to happen. Nikwa, his TP canceled. It's a wipe. Even though the anti-mage
that
got
was
a little too big for his britches.
Pretty close. If Huskar had survived that decay, I think they actually could have killed almost all of them. It was surprisingly close.
I guess he's going Silver Edge to remove Spell Shield.
That's kind of an interesting little dynamic there. And I think that, like you said, the Huskar being able to get so much survivability throughout the course of that team fight, the armlet toggle was pretty solid as well. And while we were saying that Brood was going to be able to sort of completely and totally take over this game, in a fight, I still think that there's a lot of potential for NLG to be able to win that. It's just that
they have to hit like a lot of hearts to hit
exactly
things, like armlet toggling through like decay and tombstones. They have to
multiple
hit
hero shackles, which they haven't. Yeah, well, 1 hero shackle on Beastmaster. I think that was it. I mean, unfortunately for Excalibur, he hasn't had that standout explosive, like Sumail level Wind Ranger mid game, and it definitely feels like the game where they need it.
That was also a pretty good chain for us because there weren't that many broodlings around.
For once.
For once, or zombies. It was mostly like I think 2 Necros and 2 heroes.
The Lich Stream is coming though. Ag's almost out.
we do also have Frost Armor for the towers now. Ready for that to come on out in a little bit. I mean, they've got not the best high ground defense. You got Power Shot. Oh my God, Roar.
Big Daddy's like, oh shit, this is way too many heroes for my liking.
That's away. Yeah, I'm gonna be able to keep a little bit of separation there off to the side. Undyne's still dropping low. Gonna be able to make something happen here. Necrobook's getting taken out. Broodmother jumping in on top of the Huskar. So much damage. He ends up going down yet again.
Oh dear.
Chain Frost, though, running around to all the Brood lanes. Somehow Soul Rip keeping him alive a little bit longer. And it looks like Lich might have come to die now. Oh, jumping forward with the Snowball yet again. That's going to be a kill on top of the Lich, I believe. Stays alive through that grave at the last second. Excalibur able to hit the Shackle. Going to make his way out of there. The Lich dies, but keeping alive the core.
But that's 4v5.
Yeah, again.
Meanwhile, Anti-Mage things top lane.
And that is an ugly set.
It actually is the ugliest Anti-Mage set I've ever seen. He looks so small with those tiny little blades.
Yeah.
He's like the midget mage.
Maybe he's trying to be small, so it's
Harder to click.
yeah, harder to see.
Next level tactics.
Pay to win.
Hey, you don't get to AKMMR by not exploiting every little tiny piece of advantage that you possibly can cobble together.
Enough. Top of the net worth now. Broodmother sitting up there as well, pretty high. Got her BKB and Orchid as well. Tusk sitting pretty. Actually got a Perseverance there as well. On a pretty good spot. And Lich actually picked up his Ags now, so that's a little something right there. Does
And
it ring
absolutely
enough?
nothing will happen.
Okay.
Oh, kill all the broodlings.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah,
I would love
yeah.
to be proven wrong. If he proves me wrong and has like a, if 2 to 3 heroes die primarily because of a Chain Frost, I will put in a token.
Put in as many tokens as there were bounces.
No. No way.
Jeez. Manta Style picked up on the Anti-Mage now as well.
This is really slow by Miracle standards, but it's enough.
I mean, they're farming all the lanes now also, though. Like, farming all the lanes, the enemy jungle. Radiant is just sitting around. They're going to try and find Miracle here. Might be able to make it happen. Huskar's up on top of him. Nice Shackle. Ends up connecting. This might actually be a dead Anti-Mage right here. No way for him to get away from that one. So, nice little pickup.
The core's on no logic. Getting some items. Shadow Blade and Scepter.
Silver Edge will possibly coming soon. I don't even know if they need it, though. They've got plenty of physical damage.
So, does Broodmother just try and push the high ground now while stuff like that's going on? I feel like she's sort of taking the jungle continuously.
I mean, as long as you out economize the other team, then you're okay. You don't want to like potentially feed some Bruins away, even to a Chain Frost. You can just get your money up, like eventually get MKB to deal with the Wind Ranger, Halberd maybe to deal with the Huskar, let Anti-Mage get like Abyssal and whatnot.
I think Big Daddy might even go for his own Silver Edge actually to deal with Huskar. Though every time you ult, it does purge it, so it's not really a hard counter, but it's a possibility.
So the other thing here is that if you end up dusting the Broodlings with the Chain Frost going off at the same time, like they're gonna actually all die because
It just takes so long though.
Oh God.
Not if they're right next to each other.
Has the mana, pops the stick. Come on, Chain Frost! Took too long.
Oh God, no. That hurts. 2 heroes dead, getting a whole heck of a lot of Broodlings all up and ready to go. Dazzle Weave, well, a little bit scary with Necro 3 there, the Boar, and all these spiders. Starting to wonder if they're going to be able to make anything happen to be able to keep this pressure off of the tower. Huskar is here. Might opt to try and jump into the middle of all of these heroes, but might be his death sense if he does it. Inner Vitality up. Gonna maybe go one more time again.
He's out of mana.
Now they're going to back out a little bit. Nice catch there with the shards. Shackle hits as well. This is actually going to be able to keep it alive a little bit longer. Focus fire down. Oh my God, the Mana Void is huge. Excalibur staying alive. Huskar gets Shadow Bladed up, but this is going to be...
Oh, he Armwood toggled off and the creeps killed him.
Oh, unfortunate there. And now looking really good. Monkey Business hasn't lost anybody. Buyback by the Huskar. Keeping a little bit of separation off to the side. That is going to be a very, very slow Night Stalker, even though it's nighttime. Continuing to chase on down. Tier 3 tower dead. Maybe they back off at this point with the buyback on the Huskar.
Hits a double shackle, doesn't have bait.
They have another roar. They could consider going back in. They're gonna wait. It looks like.
I mean, with a deciding match like this, and you know that you're going to be able to potentially clinch some type of berth on into the next set, you really want to be able to take your time, because if somehow NLG are able to take this one away, that gives them a ton of momentum going into the next game. So I can't really blame them for playing safe here. The Halberd picking up on the Beastmaster.
It's not even really playing safe, it's just playing smart.
Yeah.
Roshan's up in a couple of minutes. Like, the only way they lose is if they push high ground, they'll lose a fight, and then they get Roche, and then they lose everything that they worked up for in the first 30 minutes. So it's just unnecessary.
Does I guess Lifebreak purges Halberd because it makes you spell immune, which is like the same as BKB basically.
Yeah. Interesting. I guess that's more for the Wind Ranger then.
Yeah, it's still really good versus Wind Ranger. And I mean, Lifebreak has a cooldown, so if he blows it on something else.
Right. Yeah, and usually the life break, you know, getting that extra attack speed off the back of it as well because you're a little bit lower HP. That's going to be pretty important right there, those next couple of seconds.
It does dispel.
Getting the stats, man.
Dropping those knowledge bombs. Bam!
Accurate facts.
Accurate facts from LDZ. I feel like that's a meme for you, Brian. Knowledge bombs is just an expression. That's not a meme. No, accurate facts is an actual copy pasta. That's a meme. Knowledge bombs is an expression.
All right, put it in there.
Yeah.
Boom.
Get wrecked. Production definitely losing right now. You guys are really sharp.
Yeah, you actually are.
Please play more music while we're talking.
That'll be good.
He just mutes us whenever he gets salty.
I think meeting catch is also an infraction.
Yeah,
Ooh.
I would agree.
God, Dazzle just getting punched in the face by the Necro Book. No guard for human life.
Maybe he was hoping for a chain frost on him. They had the Lotus Orb on the Beastmaster. Imagine if that gets reflected.
Come on, Nikwa. This is your time to shine.
Oh, God.
Do
another
it.
couple of axes.
Throw it.
One time. That's
Yeah.
not the spell. Whoa! So ineffectual. It's still going, actually. That's just going to be spiders gone.
Well, let's not stop a Mr. Anti-Mage either.
Working on that butterfly next.
He got some gold.
Yeah. A lot of damage. Excalibur still taking some heat from the axes. Tusk gets the Blink Dagger. They lost the Dazzle at the start of that fight, but really the main culprits are the structural damage down on those barracks.
They're pretty royally screwed.
It's so sad.
It really is.
It just sucks when you get 5th pick Brood and you're like, you lose because you just forgot about the hero.
Yeah.
Them's the breaks in the world of Dota 2.
On occasion.
So I can give updates on other games. Looks like NIP is going to beat out CIS Rejects No huge surprise there.
So with one game won, are they guaranteed first, or they need to win two?
I think they're already guaranteed first.
Because they'll be at 6 points and no logic to get 4.
Yeah.
So there's no way for no logic to get 2 more points.
This is
No,
looking-
Monkey Business would be the team that's second.
Yeah, they beat this one second.
No, NIP, how many points do they
No,
have?
they're first place.
How many points do they have?
They have 6.
So plus-
They have 8.
They have 8, so plus 1 is 9. Can Monkey get 9?
Yes. No, they can only get 8.
Alright, so then NIP win the group if they
NIP is
finish
out.
that game.
NIP's already secured first.
Okay, they're into game 2 already.
Yes.
Okay, so then NIP wins the group. Looks like Monkey Business will finish second, so it is the final 4 that we were talking about.
Complexity still has a chance to finish out second in their group, but they have to, I think, at least win one versus Elite Wolves.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, my Dota crashed.
Uh-oh. K-Lastima.
Please.
All right, let's see. Miracle farmed up like a champ, happy as a clam.
Dota 2 update.
Oh, all right. Hopefully it doesn't break anything. Very interesting.
What could it be?
Huskar's being sneaky. Surprise! Not going to be able to do
Still
anything.
doesn't have a silver edge.
No.
Not that I really think it matters at this point.
Tackle doesn't connect, unfortunately. Jumps forward onto Huskar. That's a lot of damage coming out quick. Manta's still not popped. Might opt to do it now. Jumps back forward again. Trying to try and man-fight this Huskar. Nice grave, keeping him alive a little bit longer. Lich
That
is in
Lich
the
is a
area.
ticking time bomb if he's not careful.
Chain Frost.
Oh, the counter Chain Frost! Oh, it stops bouncing.
Oh, nice catch. That's actually a lot of Chain Frost, doing a good amount of damage. Hitting onto several heroes. I think it killed one. Are you ready to drop your coins?
It's a massacre! Everybody's gonna die.
GG, well played.
They're like trying to
Getting
tank the
called.
Chain Frost as the game ends.
Okay, so we have two relatively interesting matches in Group A of NA. We have Complexity versus Elite Wolves. Complexity need, I think, at least one win out of this to get to second. And
Okay.
then Cloud9 versus Void Boys. Both of these are in the bottom two, but both of them also have 2 remaining matches to play.
I think
So-
the Call versus Void Boys is more interesting, as both teams need the win, whereas for Wolves, they're already guaranteed first.
But Complexity needs a way in. And they're actually up slightly ahead of
And
Wolves.
somewhere in a distant universe, that Chain Frost is still bouncing.
But at the same time, Void Boys Cloud9 just started out, so that might be a better game to check out.
Okay. Oh, that's a sick Invoker wallpaper.
Oh, did you mute the game sound? Oh. Guys, the Chain Frost is still bouncing, in case you were wondering.
Yeah.